believe we are live. So I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. I appreciate you for joining me again. Like there's some sort of weird frame rate thing happening on my side. I don't know if it's on your side as well, but hopefully not. Yes, the last few flowers have been amazing. The one from the other day was electric. I want to share with our friends. Like I'm so proud of this flower. I know like I'm already off tangent. So like we haven't even started the tangents and I'm already off tangent. Today's tangents will be about doing what's hard, right? Realizing that it's not always going to be easy, this life thing. But instead of seeing it as like, oh, it's always going to be hard, see it as I'm always going to get to be challenged, right? This is the tri flower we did, the one that I'm like really proud of. It makes my heart so happy. I don't know what it is. I think, like, and I really came down to this. It's this little pinch that's happening in the center there, right? It looks like some sort of convergence of energy is happening at the center. Like there's some sort of reason for that to be happening. Yeah. And then this was yesterday's. I wore that black shirt with the green leaves and the little orange flowers with the blue scarf. All right, let me pull up chat so I can see you, friends. Tell you how much I love you. Oh, they're coming. Oh, puppy. Hello, you. Hello, Shamashi. Hello, Shamashi. Yeah, there's some frame rate shiznit happening on my side as well. Hey, Joey V. It's nice having you here, friend. Hey, Sam. Hey, Shan and Doug Dad and Mononoke. And that is all for now. Love all of you, friends. To you, lurking, seeth you and loveth you as well. Jovan, thank you for loving my flowers. Sending you so much love. Can you explain how you make those? Like, seriously, you drawing them or manipulating some? Super interesting. I manipulate. I take a photo of my clothing every day, and then I use this app called OneLab. It used to be Mirror Lab, but then I reached out to the person who made Mirror Lab, started talking to him on Instagram, and then he told me he's looking for beta testers for his new app. And then I was like, yeah, yeah, I want to do that. And then he signed me up for OneLab. And now OneLab, I think, is officially still beta released, actually released. I had to like give him my email, and then YouTube, or not YouTube, Google Play sent me an email to confirm that I can be a beta tester. I was like, sure, sure. So official. And yeah, so like to make it simple, it goes like this, dude. I start with a blank canvas. Then I upload a flower. This one, for example. Right? And then I have this base flower. That was yesterday's. Then I go through like breaking processes. There's like a thing that can shatter this thing. You have like different intensities for how much you want to break it. Like it's a whole thing, like multiple layers. The way I break them, the layers in which I break them, the turbulence that I can create with them, the perturbation. 1 second, please, so I can read the word perturbation. Perturbation. I'm gonna find it right now. It's called perturbation. Perturbation. Hey Google, what is perturbation? I think Google is gonna give me information that I don't want actually. It just basically makes things a little bit more melty. That's the way that I think of it. There's like blur, which has like different layers of blur, has like blur with vignetting. Hey Swana, you put the vibration in perturbation. Thank you, dear friend. That's so nice of you to say. Yeah, it's fun. It's great fun. Unfortunately, this app now costs money and a lot. 750 Rand, which is like 60 bucks. No, maybe like 50 bucks. Maybe even less now with the exchange rates. It's still not great to get like the full app actually. Then there's like a distort, which is like the my last one. I go through like all of the other, like I break it apart and then I pull pixels forward, displacing some of them, and then they create like these textures that like point out at you. And then I take those textures and then I fold them onto themselves. And then after I did all of that and I'm kind of comfortable with how messed up it is, then I go to the actual kaleidoscope and I kind of like fold it onto itself again. And then I go like with a 1 to 9 kind of pattern, which I cycle over and over again. It's not, like groundbreaking Picasso, level of art, but it is something that I very much enjoy, something that makes me happy that I get to make something new which never existed. And I think of it like growing flowers, right? Like I'm literally within the medium of technology, using myself, turning myself into a flower. And then with the friends that choose to support me on Patreon, for $1, get to see flowers that have never existed. And I also write poetry or little short creative writing pieces. What is our intention for today? Uh, strength. Strength is the thing that I'm trying to communicate, right? The strong we get in doing hard things. Like it is a very, I don't mean a very cold, it's a cold day, right? Like I was asked multiple times today to close the door because of it being cold, kind of cold, right? So not like I forget the door open because it's not that cold, but I get told to close the door because it's cold enough. Like, oh, of course, Mel, that's how cold it is. Yeah, it's that cold right now. And taking cold showers, which is something that I decided is going to be part of my life, gets even harder the colder it gets. And today was one of those days again where I'm like, I remember that why I do this. Like this is actually hard. Like, and the way I know that it's hard is the fact that it starts discoloring my skin. It starts turning me mildly purple in certain places, like on my forehead or on my nails or on the sides of my hands. I'm like, oh, I'm turning purple again. Good. uh, yeah, yeah, hard, but it makes me feel strong. So I'll just write strong. Maybe I'm like magicking my weed to kick my ass, make my weed stronger or whatever, but I'm down for it. I don't know how to describe how cool I think your process is. What a unique and multi-layered way to make art. Thank you, Doc Dad. Seriously, but the bear. Like it really is, to me at least, this relationship I have with technology. Right? I think of it from the perspective of I can do anything, right? Reasonably. And with enough time, actually anything with my technology. And being able to choose to do that with my technology, right? To take a photo of something and then to repurpose it as material for a canvas or material for a artwork that is a flower. It brings like a certain level of giddy to my heart. The fact that I get to do that, like what the hell even? Right, wait a second, you're doing what now? Like I'm trying to imagine being able to, and I like to do this a lot, have conversations with like Da Vinci or something like that. Oh man, Michelangelo. Being able to show these people what tools I have and what I can do with them. And they might not see it as art, but I still think they would think it's pretty. They'd be like, yeah, that's pretty, dude. That's a pretty thing. And then, I think of it from this perspective of the stuff that I put in my brain, where my psychedelic trips are now kind of like that, on the noise side, to say it like that, right? Like if you melt, you melt to the point where you can't really keep a narrative in your mind and you're just kind of looking at the colors, to say it in so many words. That's what I see these days. And I believe that's what I see these days because every single day I make a flower, right? And my process of making a flower has me, let me just go straight to mirroring. has me like diving through literal psychedelic kaleidoscope fractals until I find the right one. And I'll keep diving and diving and diving until I find the exact one. And then I'll find a bunch of exact ones. And then I'll dive through them again. And I'll like go flower to flower. I'll be like, which one makes me feel the most things? And then I'll pick that one. And then I go through a whole color correction process. Let me show you actually what the difference is. So, here we go. So these are the ones of the tri flowers that didn't get to make it. This one is uncolored. I don't know if it's gonna come through that clear on camera. Uncolored, bruh. I'm probably touching the screen somewhere else. Yeah, those are the wallpaper ones that I made. So uncolored, colored. Right? Maybe it's too much, but if I'm anything, a little bit too much sometimes. So I go through like a color correction process to make it a little bit better. My homies sending me memes. This was the day before that. So it started with that, and then it became that. This is technically the one that ended up winning. I don't know if your friends noticed, but this one had like 2 new things in it. One of them was like a new kind of effect that was created by the maker of the app to be able to turn colors into these little shapes and then give those shapes textures on the inside. And then I like 3Dified it, extruded it out, and then I turbulenced it to make it kind of goopy onto itself. And then after I made a flower, I was still not kind of satisfied because there was like a big black spot in the middle. So I made another fractal and put it inside of this fractal. You can kind of see how it blends into it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they make me happy. And I don't know if they're hard, right? Technically, it's not hard to do. Doing it every day, that, however, that is the real difficulty. Melt fights his weed. I mean, the weed seems to be escaping me, dude. I'm getting so deep in tangents that I'm not actually rolling. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Thank you again. I don't think I've seen your username before, friend. And I just want to tell you, you are loved. It's nice having you here. Beef. I would eat the hell out of some psychedelic pears. Yeah. Hopefully, power emoji movements. Same. I love pears. I love seeing your face light up and your voice speaking about your passion of flower art. Hugs and high fives for the energy needed deeply. Love you, bro. Thank you, brother Duck Dad. As I was meditating today, I was thinking about you, man. I was thinking about you specifically. And the fact that you had to echo everything you did just reminds me of why I was thinking about you in the first place. Love you, dude. Have you seen actual Picassos? Dude is hella overrated. Hey Google, can you? Oh yeah, I actually have. I mean, it's not that overrated. It's kind of stylized, right? Picasso spent a lot of time developing style. He was not a great guy to be around, though. I'll add some runes. I'll add this one. I'll add some protection. I'll add some healing. Yeah. I'll add some. I haven't had Degas in a while. Let's do some Degas. And then Issa again. Issa Degas. Degas Issa. There we go. Little runarinos. Melts. Fractal flowers are healing too. This do believe. This is like the more woo-woo side of my flowers. Actual flowers, have been proven to have therapeutic benefits on those that observe them. And this is proof. This stuff exists. And even though my psychedelic flowers aren't necessarily real, I would still like to believe they still hold that therapeutic value of looking at a flower. Because I think what makes a flower beautiful is the awe that it inspires in your heart, right? Like you see something and then you get to think, wow, how? Maybe that's why I'm kind of like hesitant to talk about how I make them because it's so simple. Untitled! Of course I remember you, friend. Your username is Untitled, right? If there was any username I would remember, it would be the lack of a username. Whoever you again. How are you doing, friend? How's life been treating you? So just to finish my thought, part of me feels like in sharing how easy it is for me to make the flowers takes away how hard it is for me to make them, right? So I'd rather not talk about how I make them and just keep you wondering, being like, oh wow, oh so pretty. How did you do that? Ways and stuff. I did it. I love seeing your face. Love again to you. Mel Flower. I prefer Dali. Dali, like the artist as well, probably. I have a set of Dali tarot cards. Of course you do. The synchronicities continue, huh, Jovi? For 63 Fahrenheit right now. I can't handle how warm it feels. It seems to be transitioning, dude. It very much does. Like we're getting the cold again, I think. Episode 20 melt fights is sweet. Oh goodness, oh. Like my brain straight goes to like the most extreme comical nature of it, of like a anthropomorphized bipedal weed nug absolutely beating my ass to the ground, dude. Being like, what the fuck? You smoke my mom? Don't beat your ass, dude. I'm like, yeah, you can try. Oh. And then he beats my ass. Yeah. He like cleans floor with me. Totally dumpsters me or something. Oh, Shan here too. The thunderstorms were crazy last night. Going to be okay. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Lolo, sending you love. It's nice having you here, friend. My unicorn horn must have fallen off in my sleep. I don't know if it would be comfortable having a unicorn horn, to be completely honest. Maybe we would just live around it, but having a long thing sticking out from your forehead sounds not like a vibe to me. I'm struggling with these massive swings. A thunderstorm would be wonderful. We haven't had any here. Your luck, Duck Dad. You luck, Duck you. I'm gonna pretend like I know exactly what that means. Lol Joy Vive. You and Shan are magical. Thanks for always greeting me in chat. Thank you, Lolo, for showing up, friend. And thank you, friends, for greeting Lolo, right? Because that is going to be what's of utmost importance. Is the fact that, yeah, all of us like being greeted. But sometimes I'm in freaking, I don't know where, I'm somewhere. Here, but not here, right? And the fact that you friends can still be like, look at this fucking thing. You know, arm in arm, have chats kind of amongst yourselves. Makes me happy. Friends, right? Friends, yeah, strong friends. Sick. I didn't even have to think about it, it came to me. The other intention is friends. Strong friends. I like having strong friends. We love you, Lolo. We had an interview the other day, didn't you? Do let us know. We'll know who gets the job next week. Sick. Do let us know if you know, friend. We love you. As my flowers start growing now and going into your winter, I'll send you as many real flowers to manipulate as you care to see. Thank you so much, Dr. Dad. That's so nice. I have actually made flowers with flowers. They do look cool. Let's see how hard it will be for me to find them again. I'll go to my. I added some Valor to the paper today, Shan. Valor tastes so nice. I'm not drinking it. I'm just sucking air through it. That's not better. I'm sorry. Melting Master, Melting Dreams. Here it is. Mm, 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 mm. They are not. There we go. So this is what a flower looks like that was made with other flowers. Zwar. Turns out pretty sicketh as well. No, I didn't mean to go that far back. Here's another one. flower made of flowers. These were Here's one of my favorites. This one turned out pretty sick. It was one of those flowers who had those little pods, those little sticky outy bitties. I don't know what you call them. Flowers with flowers are pretty sick as well. I'll show you one more. This one of this purple flower. These are like pictures of flowers that I took that I had to turn psychedelic. Any second now. Okay. You ready? You wanna shine anymore? Come on. Come on. Come on, dude. Come on. Come on. Why are you gonna be like this? Why are you gonna be like this? Oh. You know what? Maybe this is wisdom from the universe being like, okay, dude, let's move on. Fine. Untitled's getting sent some lovin's. How do you think it went? Wishing you all the luck when you get the job, friend. Thank you for that, Shan. No more. I do remember you, friend, again. I've seen some of the AI art showing what real unicorns would look like. They are nightmare fuel. Like, second I breathe, like every second I breathe is agony. Why am I still here? Just to suffer. I much prefer glittery, sparkly unicorns myself. My favorite depiction of what I feel unicorns are. Stop it, Pinky. I cannot freaking quotation marks with 3 fingers. Maybe it will have 3 quotation marks. Is a series, like an animated series called Centaur World. You're like, what the hell, Milt? Centaurs aren't unicorns. I know. But I feel like if there were unicorns, not to spoil anything, they would totally be in Centaur World. We're like, yeah. It's like a parallel world to ours. Just exists hop, skip, and jump away. Let's put some marijuana and a thin film of more marijuana. This is Emperor, I believe. Yes. Thank you, Joy Vive. She sent me these rolling papers, actually, all the way from America. So I roll my weed in more weed so that I can smoke the weed as weed. Nice choice, Mel. With choosing valor, I'm feeling it. Thank you, Shan. I much prefer glittery. You call duck. I like the flower. Flowers. The flower. Those are dope. I'm happy you like them as well, JV. I love the flowers. For real flowers, the peach colored one was dope. The pink looked like dianthus. It might have been. It might have actually been. Your favorite looks like Halloween candy. It does. I think I just like those colors as well. Like black, yellows, and orange kind of like sit well with me when it comes to making art. Melt yells at tablet. I just want things to work, JV. Sometimes I get a little bit impatient. And then I take my impatience as a sign that I should cease being impatient and be patient by ceasing the thing that's making me impatient. And then suddenly, suddenly Zen washing over me. No, they don't do Halloween, Doc. Yeah, we don't have Halloween here. No Halloweens. We live in a country where people that like ding dong ditch get shot at with shotguns and stuff. Like, this is only like a story I've heard like once, so that's me again stereotyping. I think the only reason we do it is so much of the West used to be Mexico. Exactly. The Day of the Dead. That's sad. When Melty comes, let's take him trick-or-treating, please. Please. I want to dress like a jester. I want to have like a whole silly hat. I want to have the face paint. I want to have like a little scepter. And I want to do that thing where I lift my legs up high when I run. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly that one. Yo! Skip it up! I'm sorry, Puppy. Am I being a bit much? Joy Vive, I love the Day of the Dead. Coco is a killer movie. Coco is so good. They had a Zolo in Coco. I have a Zolo. I was looking at Eva, looking at this dog. They're not quite as goofy. Maybe they are. No, Eva is pretty not goofy. I feel Eva takes herself seriously for some reason. Maybe it was the contrast that I was seeing. I think the only reason is the worst. Yeah, Coco. Oh my goodness. It would be so much fun to go trick-or-treating with Melt and you, Doug, right? Melt could finally rock a Chester costume. Did we say that at the same time? Did we say that at the same time, JV? That's pretty trippy. Yes. I viscerally look forward to being able to wear the Jester costume. Finally getting to be in my true colors. Be like, ah yes. I remember what I am. I do consider myself a jester, by the way. I believe the jester is the one that has the best job. There's this, you friends know it, this classic story about the emperor's robe, right? This emperor that got bamboozled by a bunch of tricksters, getting told that only smart people can see the material that they're using to make the robe. And then they keep stealing, or they imbue it with magic, and then because of that magic, only smart people can see it. And then they just keep stealing the material. And the jester in this story, we read it in high school. The jester in this story is the one that keeps giving all of the correct information, being like, hey, bro, have you considered that you're stupid and you don't know anything? No, not me. Never. I'm so smart. I'm king. I'm infallible. Oh, are you? You're naked. Oh, you're walking around naked, bro. Oh, Joy V, totes. When I was 16, my mom made me a giant purple Teletubby costume, and I was doing skateboard tricks while I got candy. At one point, I heel bumped the driveway. The wheels got caught, and bruh. And you didn't finish the message, and you would have hated me at that age. Maybe that's the way it did end. I was the most obnoxious human. I feel all of us probably have a time in our lives where we were pretty obnoxious. That was me as a teenager as well, unfortunately. Also 16. As a 16-year-old, I had transitioned from being a devout Christian to being a devout atheist. And I took great pride in feeling smarter than everyone else. I was like, you believe in what? Now I realize that that doesn't help, right? You're just creating more divide. So I try to approach people from the perspective these days of, have you considered instead? There's more than what you first anticipated. When did I really stop being obnoxious? Maybe it will happen someday. One of these days. I'm tuning myself. Strong friends. Two strong friends. Oh goodness, I'm brutalizing my joint. I'm so sorry. I canoed this thing so hard. Maybe our ability to be obnoxious is just a direct symptom of how strong we are. Yes. Because unfortunately, strong people, people that have a certain belief system, for example, usually tend to be pretty obnoxious. Hey Google, can you define obnoxious? Obnoxious, extremely unpleasant. Unpleasant, disagreeable, distasteful, offensive, objectionable. You know? Especially if you live in a society. Obnoxization is possible. Was that obnoxious? I hope so. I was trying. I would still have loved your costume. Did all the children follow you and want hugs? The The fractal of kids wanting to hug a Teletubby. I have a dope jester hat from the Renaissance Fair that you can have. That's nice. It's starting to rain right now. That's a little bit of a Yossi Bobassi. Oh, I think I'm going to move my things underneath a roof. Keep it dry. I'm not going to continue being aloof. I've never stopped being obnoxious, according to my mother. I'm happy I'm not the only one. Joy V, I think my dad feels the same way. I'm going to do this for now. While I start carrying these things back. I'm just trying to cover my microphone so they don't get wet. Second. There might be some background movie noises happening. That angle has a lot of grass, huh? I'm sorry about that. Yeah, puppy. Yeah, that's better. I keep forgetting that I have microphones again. It's kind of like I guess an extension. Usually we don't just randomly talk to ourselves when we think we're alone, right? Maybe some of us do. Like I do at points. I do it kind of sporadically. But I don't know if it comes naturally. Let's go. We're going on an adventure. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Hello, that's wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. They're the raindrops be. It's finally not raining here today. It's been pouring most of the week again. Guess you sent it here, Joyview. Thank you for giving us some of that rain at least. We unlock it a lot. Every drop. It is a little bit cold, I guess. Now that it's getting a little bit more rainy alongside the winter coming. This thing doesn't feel level to me. Better. This is us being very mindful of cinematography, yes. Apparently, you're supposed to shoot the shadow side of the face. And now I've been brain damaged. I have to think about it. What is cold there, Melty? I'm gonna... No, I'm not gonna. Hey Google, what is the temperature in Groblersdal right now? Nope, not Silverdale. I don't know where Silverdale is. Hey Google, what is the temperature in Groblersdal right now? Oh, it's getting so brain damaged. It doesn't know what I'm saying. You poor freaking voice recognition. I'm so sorry about the sounds. Maybe I'll drop my... Actually, it looks pretty decent. It is 22 degrees Celsius right now, it says. That can't be right, can it? It's probably not wrong. I mean, I'm still in a t-shirt, right? But I do also feel the need to actually use my scarf as a windshield. So 22. Hey Google, what is 22 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? 70. It's 70 Fahrenheit right now, so I don't feel that's nearly as cold. The fact that brother, Duck Dad is at 43 right now says to me that you friends still have it colder. But it also gets to like 40 degrees Celsius here, so it's the other side of it, I guess. Noxious might not be the word, not that you read it. It was exhausting. I was the most obnoxious human. Obnoxious might not be the word, not that you read it. I feel like my brain's melting. I was exhausting. All of us, I feel, at some point in our lives, have different levels of how exhausting that we can be. And I don't know if it is forever. Like, I can still be pretty exhausting sometimes. I exhaust myself, right? So I feel it's just about getting better. Getting better at seeing ourselves exhausting someone and then maybe allowing ourselves not to. I'm worky lurky today. Love you, Jovan. Thank you for joining us, dear friend. Blessings. Hello, meow. Hello. You see little Shelby in the background? Hey, meow. The wind is like, yeah, I'm winding. Look at me wind. I'm winding so hard right now. Classic one, Duck. I think I missed a few. So much rain here as well. Pippi eating something deceased. Yeah, she is. She's chewing on a bone of something. I don't know where she got the bone. The fact that she continues to chew on it concerns me. I have arrived just in time to hear South African burp squawks. Can't stay, but I love you dubby ski bobble you very much, meepy morpy. As I ski bobbity boo you. Gabbity goo. You're probably not even here, but I'm sending you the love and dude. One classic one. Frankie said, we are gonna be in for it today. And it's sunny and quiet outside. There's usually bird song, but they're all silent this morning. Better start cleaning off my porch. Weirdly enough, I also had a moment today where I felt things were too quiet, Sam. Like that was actually something that I thought to myself. And I was like, I never think things are too quiet. Why do I feel things are too quiet right now? My sister was sleeping on the couch. So I kind of was like, things are as quiet as they are because we are collectively being respectful of my sister's sleep. It's like, yeah, quiet is good. You're quiet is good. Maybe the quiet of the birds on your side right now is good as well. Allow you some rest, if anything. Fraggy says, relax. What is cold there? Cold for me is anything below 20. Anything below 70, I believe, is when I'm like, it's getting chilly. But cold, like the way that I'm feeling the cold emphasis on your side, is like, bruh, we need to be inside right now. We can't be outside. It's cold, right? And then for me, it's like also minus temperatures. Like going down from 0 into the minus temperatures sucks for every single one of them. Can't understand your gibberish down. And yeah, it's like, what are you saying? What are you trying to say? I wonder how well it does with Welsh towels. I can't imagine it does anything. Probably you don't own outerwear anyway, no matter how cold it is. It's true. I've been wearing these clothing, no matter what. I just bring a blanket outside with me if I have to be outside. I have been fighting my mom on her buying me more winter clothes and just clothing in general. I'm like, you need like one jacket, and I have like two. You friends know my jackets. I have that one fox jacket that has like a hole in the pocket. I don't know if it got thrown away by my mom. Might have. We'll see if I can find it again. That I would dance with sometimes in the mornings. I got that jacket when I was 14. Was I 14? I might have been 13. And yeah, I grew up by eating first, and then I grew up by growing up second. Oh, so I had big enough clothing for them to still fit me now. I have a pair of pants now that doesn't fit me, that used to fit me when I was 13. When I realized that, I was like, oh, that's a bit embarrassing. Oh, maybe I should gym legs more or something. Maybe it's me calling myself out. Joy, I didn't get what you meant. I thought Green Day Longview was coming out, and I got excited. Would have been a vibe. Let me see if I can get back to it. AI is like, stop with your funny talk. Melton Moore, love you again, Joy V. Jovan, I hope to continue seeing you. Maybe at the end of the stream. Oh, you're still here. I'm a graphic designer for the Midwestern Resort. The Midwestern Resort. Hey, Google, what is the Midwestern Resort? Maybe it's a resort in the Midwest. I make concert and event posters, menus, merchandise, design, logos, social media images, all those dang things. I wish I could share with our friends the fractals that I've seen of your work, Jovan. Like, and I've shared this story before, and you did tell me that you were okay with it. Jovan had this task to redesign a company's like brand, logo. Like, imagine the neon billboard outside type of vibe. And not only did she have to redesign it, but she had to do it 4 times. And she did it. 4 different, unique, individualized designs. And then the company was like, yeah, nah. Actually, we're gonna just keep it the way that it was. That's actually what we're gonna do. And she still made the most of it, right? She still made something. She still gained that skill. She's still powerful, strong, right? That must have been hard to kind of like tie it into today's stream topic. Must have been hard to do all of that work and not only not have it ever seen by people, but have yourself told that the work that you've done was actually for nothing because it's gonna continue being the way that it is. You're a superhero, Jovan. Never forget. So, what you're saying is sis doesn't snore? Nah, not really. My sister doesn't really snore. That's dope, Joe. That means you have an eye for what looks good. I have so many jackets and scarves. You need them here, yeah. It like freezes. Like there's white outside when it's cold where you are. It just gets grayer here. Like things just go kind of like desaturated. Like that's the way it feels sometimes. It's like, ah, yes, we're going into unsaturated mode again for a while. See the world from a different fractal. Based on human evolution, from where we all, most humans, feel most comfortable at 72 degrees. That sounds about right to me. Yeah, I feel that's like what they call room temperature, right? It's like 21 degrees Celsius, I believe. I'm so tired, barely remember last night. Sending you love, Brother Bear. Hope you get better soon. Drink water. Just imagine the fractal, though, of how sick of being inside you are because of the cold, so that the regular cold starts to feel kind of tolerable and your brain wants to go outside. How about that, dude? I can imagine that is something that I don't understand, right? This ability to almost like reintegrate into reality, but only because the reality that you're stuck in doesn't feel complete enough in that moment. And then you almost like change your base levels of what you're, as you mentioned, willing to tolerate to be outside. And for me, if it goes like into the minus degrees Celsius in the middle of the day, there's no way I'm gonna be outside. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. I'm gonna be cozy underneath a blanket somewhere. Probably, typing something. Your fingers get so cold. Your fingers get so cold, not being able to press buttons anymore. Were you drinking last night? I mean, if you can't remember anything and you feel bad, you probably were drinking, right? It happened again first thing this morning. I made an awesome poster. They're like, throw it in the trash and start over. It's just part of the job. Like, that's hard, Jovan. Like, acknowledge that is a very hard part of your job, and that you can do it. You can continue doing it. You can lean into that doing as a challenge, as something that will make you stronger. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Been out drinking all week. Joe, please tell me it's Illinois or Wisconsin. Connor, that gives me sad face. Me too. Like, I don't know what to say. Right? There's nothing I can say, it seems. So maybe the only thing that needs to be said is nothing. Because I feel we've reached a point where we already know. All of us already know. That really is the only thing we can take kind of like solace in. Because it's hard. It's hard. I understand. And it's not going to get easier. But there's no other way. There's no other way. You're going to have to do what's hard. And we can cry about it. We can kick and scream the universe about it. Or we can be like, yeah, I'm a person who does the hard thing. Why? Because I'm that kind of person. I am strong. I am capable. And it is a self-identity thing, right? Like it be something that you believe, something that you take to your heart. And if that is not something that you know, then it will not be known. So no, friend. No, it's gonna be hard. But you're strong. And all it takes for you to believe that is for you to believe that. Show yourself. Do it because you're angry, even. Right? Anger is an emotion like any other. And trying to rid ourselves of it is silly. Like, what are you gonna rid yourself of hunger next? Rid yourself of thirst? I know. So use it. Use your hunger. Use your thirst. Use your anger. Get so angry at the prospect of being weak that being strong is the only option. Anime wisdom, straight up anime wisdom. An anime character says, I saw him, his face, he was like super hot and stuff. He had like this red third eye, red hair, he could do fire magic. And he goes, it's okay to be weak. It's not okay to stay weak. It's like, yes, stop it, anime guy. Too much. Oh. Happened again. You're strong again. Yo, so fun. If I had to make something, if I had to pour my soul into a poster, and they're like, throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash. Not even maybe like rework this part. Maybe like change the font on this one. Maybe like try different, vector cutouts. Maybe try different layering. Nah. Don't even use any of the ideas you just poured your heart out creating. Throw that shit in the trash. And you start over. Because I would be like, I need to I probably need to fight my boss. Yeah, I think this is what needs to happen. Like, I need to like get myself some knuckle busters or something, so I have like a fighting chance. Kick his ass for telling me to throw my art into the trash. Oh goodness. Is it spring break for you, Connor? I think it's break for my sister as well right now. Mm-mm-mm-mm. How are you feeling about it, tuners? It's rough, Connor. Big understanding and kind hugs from Pato Padre. Yeah, I love that. Thank you for adding Pato Padre to that context, actually. Makes even more sense. Not good. Spring break. It's a southern Indiana. Pepper Poppy. Pepper Poppy. It's freaking cool as well. Yeah, see the amount of fractals. Pepper Poppy, Pato Padre, Duck Dad. The D to the D to the Papo Padre to the Pepper Poppy to the Duck Dad. How about that? Then, when do you do school if you're drinking all week? Well, it's not snow report, I guess. Connor, if you ain't ready for the smart choice phase, there's nothing wrong with that. You're a young man, and you have time to move into that mindset healthier and uncoerced. I agree. That's why I'm accepting, right? Like, I feel we've tried. For me, it's just, momentum that I think about. I'm thinking about his developing brain right now. I'm thinking about every single time you get drunk, you actually destroying parts of your brain and how these things are accumulative. Maybe I'm destroying my brain smoking weed. I would like to believe I don't, because I can still articulate. You don't start slurring your words when you smoke a joint. Maybe you do, a little bit, maybe. Maybe I become a little bit more mumbly. But surely I can take my time and articulate finally if that is what I needed to do. And if I'm wasted, it wouldn't even cross my mind. Nothing crosses my mind. How about that? That the thing that alcohol does best for the person is make you stop thinking into the future. Makes you stop imagining better or worse possibilities for yourself. And a bunch of people that are unwilling to imagine any future possibilities for themselves or the world that they're in are bound to be easier to control, less likely to pursue their own goals, more likely to continue doing it and be a loyal consumer to something. Alcohol, in my mind, is something that's evil. I don't understand why it's so socially acceptable. And, I drink occasionally as well. I had a beer yesterday, actually. How about that? But one. I also had a donut and a churro that my brother made. He was like, "This churro is for you." And I was like, "Oh, that's nice." I haven't had churros in years. So I got to eat some churros last night. Had a beer. It was nice. But for the first time, I noticed myself beginning, and then I decided, now it's enough. And like the amount of trial and error it took me to get one moment like that, right? One moment of me being like, okay, I've had enough to eat. I'm gonna go and exercise, and then I'm gonna sleep. I don't have to continue eating. You can stop. And then kind of like putting down the metaphorical shovel. I can feel us as a community getting stronger, right? The fact that we're consciously showing up like this, even struggling, right? That you can learn. You can get stronger by making mistakes, Connor. Oh, you can get so strong, right? If you do an exercise wrong over and over again, you'll get strong. You won't get strong in the way that the exercise was meant to make you strong for, right? But you'll still get strong. You might have to do some more work to untrain yourself to do, the things that you've done wrong, but that will make you strong as well. Embrace becoming stronger, friends. Embrace doing the things that are very hard. Alexandra, dude, oh, bro, it's been forever since seeing you. How are you doing? Oh, bro, where are you? You have someone in your life right now? I remember the last time that you were here, you were very much in that fractal. Has it stabilized for you? Has it been hard? That's the whole theme for today's stream topic. These things can be hard. Damn, now I'm more sad. Wisconsin is pretty. I have a couple of friends there, and I got my favorite piece of art from Madison. It's a pair of bedazzled deer antlers. How about that? Send me a photo, please. I want to see bedazzled deer antlers. Joy, I drank 4 nights a week through college, probably why I went into marketing. It's an easy major. I drank enough for the rest of my life. I'm happy that you feel that way. I don't know if I drank that much, but I started drinking when I was 14. When I was 14. And that's not a brag, that is shame. Because that's what I believed we're supposed to do. I live in a town that has no more than 600 or 700 students in the one high school that's in the town. We have one high school. And that one high school is the only high school in like such a big area that 6 other towns send their kids to our high school. I lived in the boarding room of that school because we had like places to sleep for the kids that came to that school from the smaller towns around us. And we were still like, only 600, 700 students in the whole high school. Drinking and sleeping with people seemed to be the only thing eventful enough to do. And I drank with my friends as a 14-year-old, as a 15-year-old, as a 16-year-old. As a 16-year-old, with my then girlfriend, got basically pushed into a room with her with a heart of condoms made on the bed. I'm not going to say his name. My friend's parents' bed. They set up a heart of condoms for us on the bed. That's how I lost my virginity. Fuck. Okay. I didn't believe I was going to marry that woman. I guess I know better now. Oh, goodness. We live in a weird world. What we think is normal seems to be absurd right now. And it's only going to get more absurd. Oh, goodness. It is backfired on us in so many ways. Like, we are struggling, a lot of us. And I feel largely it's just this fractal of almost like being told that you need to produce something, right, to deserve to live in this world. And I know, I'm a massive encourager of doing the hard things, right? But I'm not encouraging you to do hard things because you're going to be worthy of living in doing them. I'm encouraging you to do hard things because hard things will always need to get done, right? And you can either be someone who can get hard things done or not. And depending on which person you are, you're going to live that fractal. Because someone who gets hard things done don't have any problems. At least not problems that are hard. Are you trying to get into the window, Pippi? It's so beautiful to see how dogs are lazy. Like she's too lazy to run around and get into the room, and there are these blinds hanging across the windows. So the windows are open, but there's a blind. So when she tries to walk in, she pushes her face up against the blinds. Now she's crying. So she'll like run back and forth here instead of just running around and going into the room where she knows she can. Like there's open windows there as well. Puppy! Puppy, kom eens op. Of stap rondom. Yeah, Puppy doesn't want to do the hard thing. Doesn't want to take the long way. No, I want to take the short way. I just want to stand right in front of it and not actually go inside. It's called Puppy. She's trying. You want to see this? Oh, Puppy, you could just go inside. You could just go inside. Yeah, go inside. Do it. You're so silly. Oh, she doesn't want to do what's Oh man, I'm tripping myself out. The universe is like layering lessons onto me. Like I hope it's very clear that I'm talking to myself here as well, right? I don't like doing hard things. I don't like being bad at things. And I feel like that's the hardest thing that I keep not wanting to do. Be bad at something until I get good at something. Oh goodness, the resistance. Oh, see, it is. Oh, it's so thick. It's like pushing through concrete, melting through concrete, if you will. Melt, 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 crayon. Thank you for joining us, friend. I don't know if you're still here, but sending you love, dude. Do. So proud. Love you, Shan. Thank you. Connor, I think my friend is 37. Ask me how I know. I've done the things and stuff. And you and I have always related to each other. Good news though. Once I realized I was drinking to fit in and be seen. Yeah. Yeah. That's my fractal as well, right? It is what was being done. So you're like, oh, I guess drinking is something that we do. I guess so. Right. So yeah. I'm not very faithful. So sorry. Why, dear friend? Is it novelty that you seek? Apparently, there's this thing called uh, social sexuality or something like that. I might be completely butchering it. But the concept is some people are more sexually stimulated by the social slash novelty aspect of a bunch of different people, right? So the fact of someone being a beautiful individual human being is in itself something that is sexually stimulating, right? And that can and does absolutely cause more unfaithfulness, as you say. And it is higher in men than it is in women, apparently, statistically. Sorry for the noises. Maybe I can drop the volume. Maybe just a little bit. We bring it closer to my face as well. Volume, receiver gain, nah, transmitter settings, transmitter gain, and then we're gonna drop this one. There we go. And then I'm going to bring it a little bit closer to my face. Does that sound better? Do let me know. One in chat for sounds better. Two in chat for sounds exactly the same. I can still hear the background noise clear as day. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Alexandre. No one in my life, but I have myself and my friends. It is sometimes good to just spend time with ourselves, Alexandre. I'm in that part of my life right now where I'm like, yeah, maybe spending time alone isn't actually the end of the world. Maybe there's nothing I'm missing out on. Maybe we don't actually have to be having sex every week, every month, every year, every decade, every millennia. Damn it. I'm trying to be mindful, I guess. How do I live the life that I'm supposed to live that will lead me to meeting the love of my life, right? So all I have to do is live my life right. And if I can do that, then I'll get to be with who I'm supposed to be with. And that gives me some solace, gives me some keepsake, if you will. I stopped. I don't even really care to drink. I still have vices and problems, but at your age, as a US male, drinking comes as a masculinity and a pressure thing. Some can't get out, trying to keep up. I understand, right? I just believe you friends are strong. I'm like, yeah, yeah, sure. This is how it is right now. But also, no. No. Like, no. No, I don't want to suffer. So I'm not going to. I'm not gonna do this stuff to myself. We're here when you're here. Friend Alexander, of course. That thing is I can drink all night and keep drinking. 110% get that feeling like I do it to fit in. It is, you know, something gives you dopamine. It tells you as you're doing it, you're doing something right. Yes, whatever you're doing right now, you're doing something right. Keep doing it. Oh goodness. Man, it feels like something isn't right. Maybe you should drink more so you can feel like something's right again. Yeah, that sounds, I don't know, like a good idea. Drink more, right? That's what it does. And it also at the same time makes you unable of considering consequences, the future. It takes away that ability for you to imagine how things unfold into the future, right? Someone getting so super wasted that he picks on a massive dude that will absolutely, break his skull in half if he tried to fight him. You can't see that, so he still tries. That's an extreme case, right? But that's like the fractal that kind of puts you in. It takes your imagination. I'm going to. I'm going into lock mode. Breakfast with the kiddo and the wife. Sending you love. Thank you, Doug Dad, for spending some time with us, your friend. We'll see you again soon. Oh, you're still here. Even more love. I'm going like more enjoy the food. The thing is, my ego will not let me ask my family or professionals for help. Hmm. Like your ego is the only one that gets to suffer in every single scenario here, though, right? Like that's the way that I'm thinking about it. At least is the fact that no matter what you choose, your ego will suffer. Right? Your ego will suffer if you continue to drink. Your ego will suffer if you don't. Right? Because your ego wants to be the same. That's what your ego wants. But being the same as someone who drinks every day, suffer. Right? Changing for your ego, you will suffer because it doesn't want to change. And then also exposing your ego to your parents, to someone who can give you professional help, just to going to a meeting if that is something that you need, right? Reaching out to someone who also faced the same problems and talking your way through it. Your ego is also not going to like that because any narrative that it has to consider where it's not the one that is completely right about every single decision that is made is going to feel painful. It wants to be right because in convincing you that it is right, it has a leg up in convincing you that it exists. You should befriend your ego. Be like, hey, I know, I know you want to be right. How about We see if there's another way. You can take credit for it. You can take all the credit, little ego. You can be like, "Yes, see, I changed my life and now it's better. I'm so great." You can do that for yourself, ego. But it's gonna be hard. Absolutely. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? And I that kind of takes hope away from me sometimes when someone says that, because I wish everybody would be doing it. I believe with enough awareness, we all will. We're getting there. There's a fine grill you got there, Mel. What you gonna barbecue for me? I don't know. What type of meats do you like? We have like a pretty. I will take you to the meat store. I'm just imagining this cursed reality where instead of take you to the candy shop, it's just me taking you to a butcher and being like, look at all of these meats. We got these ones and these cuts and skinny rib. Yeah, South Africa and South Africans really like their meat products. I wish I could say I was above it. Oh, but not me. No, me. I'm too great to be eating. No, I really enjoy meat products. I really have to dissociate when I eat them. I have to, because I can't stop myself. I have to think about the fact that this is a living creature, right? This thing existed as consciousness at one point, and then as consciousness chose to eat things, and the consciousness of those cells, use that information to construct these cells that I'm now eating. And then I'm like, well, that wasn't much. What can we do? And then it's like, well, be grateful. And I'm like, yeah, I am. This is nice. And then I get to still enjoy my meal. Be grateful. That's all you need to do, friends. Just be grateful. It's hard, especially these days, but be grateful. Oh man, you got to sleep with people melt lucky. Yeah, I'm a person. I've had two girlfriends in my life, dude. She she really made me feel seen. It changed me. So even though I don't know, I would recommend that is something, that people should be doing. It allowed me a certain level of, I guess, evidence that I am in fact lovable. Because I still have problems, believing that I'm loved. And it's a weird fractal. All right, that's why I have to remind myself, hey, oh, love is true. You are loved. If you were not loved, you would cease to exist. I believe that's how visceral it is. If what you consider the universe, source, God, the everything, infinity, did not love you, you would not exist. You exist right now? Love is true. And I have to like beat it into myself every day because I'm so prone to forget. And my ego doesn't want me to believe that. It has less of a grip when I do the most magical 70 seconds of this is Dog's life. Don't you have a kid? The most magical. Doesn't everyone like pretty people, kids, things, etc.? Of course, sexy melt, sexy voice. What did you change? I just dropped the gain. It's like the amount of energy that it puts towards amplifying the signal that hits the microphone's membrane. I think that's how it works. Please do school me, peeps in chat, if I'm wrong. But it's like basically how loud the sound that's coming into the microphone is. And since I dropped it pretty low, it has like a little bit of a cone. It's picking up mostly my voice instead of some of the outer environments. Sound is weird as well. Like going up I believe every 6 decibels you go up, it doubles in loudness. So sound's one of the things that go exponential. The numbers and the amount of loud that it is doesn't go up linearly. Doesn't even make sense when you think about it, but yeah, things coolio. Universe. Be tripping me out. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mexico, Connor. Sounds wild. Did I miss something? I don't know. Maybe time to make change. Maybe I think are some of the comments deleted? Started at 15 in Mexico. Heavy. Yeah. It was what's acceptable in our time of life right now. Don't drink for a fun night, just a single night. That could be a great place to start. My dog Tango won't walk through curtains or past the cat. That's our dogs and cats kind of get along at least. I'm happy about that. But the curtains, for some reason, seems to be a bottleneck. Oh no, not the curtain, not a soft piece of hanging fabric that would move with so much ease. JV Buster is a 15-year one-eyed mountain cat. That's nothing to mess with. Yeah, that sounds. I'm just imagining this like character, like this old-timer cat, as like the stories out of the wazoo. Ramblers here, sending you good vibes, dude. It's nice having you here. Mm-mm-mm. If he's at the top of the stairs, my 45-pound tango will sit in the basement and whisper. More character traits. So am I, dog. So am I. I feel you, brother bear. Connor, I am in no way qualified to help you from a clinical level, but stay tuned for my from for my message, maybe from the heart. Please do. I'm late. You're here. Thank you, Zano, for joining us, friend. I don't know where I would be without you, friends. You would be here and now. All we're here to do is to remind you that you're not alone in that. Right? None of us ever were. Everything always is in the here and now. The feeling of alone is kind of a joke, and yet so profound. Being one and everything at the same time, dear friends. And we got the opportunity to actually connect. We love you, dude. Dudettes, Dudanos, Doodalinos, Damn Dibbly Doop Dooboops. We love all of you. Pot roast, meet people, meet people. What? I never heard that one before. I've heard hurt people, but never meet people, meet people. That you have a problem identifying by your brain so strong it makes you feel like wanting death due to shame. Let those feelings calm and use it in constructive change tomorrow. I actually have a poem. I have a poem on that, dude. How long is it gonna take me to find it? Is the question. I wish it was easier to search. My sister was the one who found it. Let's see. Come on, wish me luck. Imagine me finding it super fast. Creativity, living with mindfulness. What do I want out of life? The tools we use, seven our guardians. What is fair? Acceptance of all things, synchronizing, fractions of failure to make success soup. Here is a success recipe. What this one feels like it's calling to me right now. Fractals of failure to make success soup. Here is a success recipe. Credits to Jovan for that. You show up and do the things. Fail or not, you've done what you can. Make things or go somewhere. Commit to projects and plan. Know yourself by failing like you hate. Then start to do what you think is great. Slowly but surely, your soup will start to form, feeding you and your family, keeping you warm. Skapow. Yeah, poetry. That's not the one that I wanted to read though. Skip up, scoop, wawa. The one job is to show up. Let me see. Come on, I want to change this one. Not change this one. Find this one. Accept all the things. Value. Your value is not fixed. The tools that gives us importance. Spending our time. Healing power. Here it is. Yes. Ah, it's called The Healing Power of Kindness. It's one of my favorite poems. It goes, one day, a man did all the things, or a woman, right? It was just I was talking to myself, and I wanted to melt my ego with a story. I was like, hey, look at this shit. So add your fractal. One day, a human did all the things he knew was bad for him, stayed up late, completely overate, woke up feeling like hell. But instead of hating himself, he said, oh well, yesterday was less than ideal and today I'll have to pay, but surely if I try harder right now, tomorrow will be okay. Not trying to excuse himself, but really wanting to grow, he realized how the negative self talk can only bring progress to us slow. By allowing himself to be kind today, he ensures a better tomorrow. Only kind steps in the right direction, the rest of his life will follow. Skapow! Skapow! Love is true, yo. Love is true. It's okay. It's okay to fail. Yeah, it's fine. Right? Pay for your failures today. Be better throughout the day. And then get to have a better day tomorrow. And we take it one day at a time, right? As we allow ourselves those kindnesses, it's just a matter of time. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. If it wasn't for the space, I would be completely alone in the real sense. Profound thought, dude. I felt it. I didn't even need to read it to know that was what you were feeling, Brother Bear. Be calm, be well, and be present with us. Is there a way to infuse pot roast with pot? Oh, yes. Oh, there's 100% ways to do that. 100% Sam. Connor, it's okay to be alone. I spend 97% of my time alone, and it's just fine. I believe that we live in a society where it will be a valuable skill to know how to spend time alone. It makes me sad that is something that we will have to learn how to do. We weren't made to. It is very much something that is hard for us to do. But I believe we can. Through love, right? The only way is through love. Like you'll have to love yourself for you to be okay with spending time with yourself. So do that, even though it's hard, get better at it. Seriously, 6 months ago was a bad place for me. Sam, there was an amazing cooking with weed. Like there is some extreme violence happening on whatever is being watched, and it's really messing with my vibe. I'm going to try and move away. It doesn't seem to be raining anymore. In fact, oh my goodness! You want to see what happened behind us while we were talking? How about that, huh? How about that? I don't know if you can see the moon. Oh goodness, she's beautiful. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah. Everything happens for a reason. I'm so happy that there was like people getting murdered on screen so I can be viscerally disturbed and move. I'm coming. Coming in. I think I'm going to leave some things. I actually haven't been drinking water today. Well, I've taken like a few sips, but let me. We'll take the cards. I think we can leave the joint. I think we're gonna say bye to the Yuna friends. Love you. And then we're gonna be off. Sick. Yeah. Again, that moon just peeking out through the clouds like that. Look at who it is! Gary Lee, the man himself. Such a cool synchronicity. seeing you here with the bear. Today's stream have been beautiful. Conscious evolutions. So much conscious evolution. I feel like my mind has gone through multiple melts. Different experiences of self. I think I can up the gain again. Might actually be able to get some burp noises. Go all the way to 0. Of course I burp as I up the freaking gain. Yeah, thank you, buddy. Oh goodness, I forgot. Back in a second. Look at all those chickens. I have to realize that I'm walking away and you folks still hear me. And I'm like, yeah, dude, congratulations. Now you can't escape, you're awkward. You have to be reminded. I'm coming. I'm coming. Gary again. Stay high and hydrated. Continue breathing deeply, friends. Take deep, long breaths. Love yourself. Gunner, me too. Serious 6 months. It's a bad place for me the last 6 months. Okay. Back again. Whew. It's not that cold. Sam, there was an amazing cooking with wheat shop and Vice. Didn't they like overdo it with every single wheat product that they made, and they just like decimated the people that would eat those things? I think I saw like a wheat show like that as well, where the people just got like uber blazed, like uncomfortably high. Can't imagine how uncomfortable that must be, like being around a bunch of strangers and you're like higher than you've ever been in your life. Because they put like multiple dishes in front of you and all of those dishes got massively infused. And you're just like, it's like the equivalent of just like chomping freaking edibles one after another. And you're not imagining that's going to lead to some unforeseen consequences. Oh, let me get back to it. I don't know how I got here, from trying to better myself to giving up on myself again. I feel it is a flow, dude. All right. Fortunately, as you mentioned, as you know, you're still young. So you get to notice that now, that you're gonna probably, and I might be speaking out of my ass right now, go through fractals of, all of this ability to do things and take care of myself. And then feeling, I don't want to do any of that. And then being able to bring yourself back and do all of the things. And then feeling, I don't want to do any of that. And it's an ebb and a flow. And sometimes it's easier and sometimes it's harder. And the days that it's hard is, in my opinion, the days that are even the most important to really get done. Because you build a kind of rapport with yourself. You're like, yeah, taking care of myself is one of the hardest things that I could have ever done. But I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it. There's a cow losing its mind somewhere as well. Sending you peace and calm, dear cow. Golly Sam, I've been wanting to experiment savory wheat food with savory wheat food so badly. Could you imagine a yummy wheat din din? I can imagine making like a type of stew, wheat stew, right? You eat a nice and wholesome food, micronutrients up in the wazoo, you know, some collagen for your joints and things, proteins for your muscles and brains. And then while you're infusing, you get infused. Probably just like add a little bit of cannabis butter, you know, to your food, mix it in. Might not even have to be like a whole thing. I don't know. I got you again after you, dude. Sam, pot infused pot roast. Exactly. You've just ruined my life. I have to have this. I'm gonna have to block you if you don't make me dinner, Sam. I'm imagining Sam just like making this Uber Blaze. You know, like they call it the Uber Blaze. What do you call your pot roast recipe? Uber Blaze. Huh? Why is that? You'll see. You just give it some time. Oh, you'll know. You'll know why I call it Uber Blaze. Cut to Joy Vive melting into the couch. Sam walks into the room. Hey, Joy Vive, you want some chips? That sounds great. Sam already went back to the kitchen, has the bag of chips in a bowl, has 2 pairs of chopsticks in her hands. It's like, are you all right, Jordan? Are you? Oh, sweet, here we go. Double roasted pot roast, mashed potatoes with herbs, butter, steamed veggies, and I don't know, another feeling like getting high after. Connor, because if you walked around with a lead vest, you would eventually be so tired to continue. Your brain is really telling you that it's too hard, too tired to handle. Be kind to your brain and heal. The kindness method, right? It really is so powerful. I feel it really is the thing that is going to help us through, if anything, is like we have pushed ourselves. Conscious evolution, I feel, is something so abstract. How do we measure how we have consciously evolved? Right? Is that even possible? And yet we've gotten this far. In a weird way, we ceaselessly upgrade. As you gain more information, your decision making changes. And you're gathering information right now, dear friend. You're like, huh, interesting. I drink the whole week. And then now I feel like shit. Interesting. Yeah. Noted. And then the longer you live, the more of these notes you have, the more you understand what works for you. And that really is all we can hope to do. Figure it out for ourselves. Fortunately, we live in an age where at least we can help. We can help one another. We can help each other with information. We can share ways of thinking. Do yourself a favor and dive into the fractal law of Bayesian reasoning. It's basically probability, right? Like if you're going to reason for something, do it with probability. And to be a little bit on the nose right now, we can use Bayesian reasoning on alcohol use and be like, well, statistics say people that habitually and abusively use alcohol ruin their lives, ruin their bodies, statistically. So, from that reasoning, from that statistic, from that perspective, I would like to reason that we can make better decisions in this moment, right? And there's like a whole plethora of things that you can apply it to in your life. One of the examples that the author I was listening to made is the fractal of, he made a bunch of them. I'm trying to think which is the best to share. Tourette's. I think the Tourette's one is good. The woman took her daughter to the doctor because she had twitches. And the doctor kind of concluded that it might be or probably is Tourette's. And she went home kind of like stressing about that diagnosis. And then she went and did research and found out that the statistics on how many children have twitches versus how many children have Tourette's is significantly skewed in favor, even if every single person with Tourette's had twitches, that she probably just has twitches instead of Tourette's, right? Bayesian reasoning is basically looking at the data we have, the evidence, if you will, either in our own lives or in the data set of our world, of our internet right now, and then considering what the odds are of you being right or wrong. And then trying to get better at that, better at reasoning. Why is it you're doing what it is you're doing? Right? And then getting clear, getting very clear about what that is. Your vision. After vision, outline. Right? The skeleton. If this is your vision, and you had to break it up into a bunch of kind of like airy, mindful steps, what would the beginning look like? What would the middle look like? What would the end look like? Then you add details, right? If you have these basic rudimentary steps, what details would you have to enter to make sure it actually functions as a plan? And then finally, form. This is like a podcast I was listening to by a rabbi. He had some cool ideas. Form is the perfection stage, where you iron things out. And something that he shared that was interesting to me is how something being finished is a quality outside of the thing itself. And that kind of trips me out. It makes me uncomfortable. It's the whole understanding like the sum of the parts type of fractal, right? Like, is a tree because of, you know, the sticks, if you will, or because of the leaves, or because of the little flowers, or because of the fruits, or because of, you know, or because of the roots, or the tree because of all of those things? Again, coming back to simulacra, right? Fractals of things existing in a higher dimension. And how do we ensure, how do we create form around ourselves as well, right? Because we are our own vision. How do we create our form and perfect that form in a way that is reasonable? Especially since things change, things get harder. Life is strange. But we'll get, I'm sure, I hope at least, we'll continue to get better. I've seen us already get better. If you ever had cookies and cheese, don't do it, it's a trap. Hey, hello, yeah, be lurking hard this morning, super busy. Again, love to you, Rambler. I have been an addict, and I have many addict friends. The best help one can provide an addict is unconditional love, without judgment. This is true. I feel, I'd like to believe at least, that I'm not coming from a place of judgment. I'm coming from a place of hope. So much hope. Because I believe in the power of speaking things into reality. It is counterintuitive, unfortunately, because egos fight things. But I'm nothing if not consistent and persistent. It's like, huh, this 50-meter thick steel wall really doesn't seem like it wants to budge. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get through it. Every day. Even with all of the real talks, I don't try. I don't get it. You will eventually, dude. At least Start to believe that about yourself. Sam, we can have the best glamping cookout ever. I want weed roast, yes. Oh, Connor, for me, it's because you are mentally and physically exhausted for the pain that trying sounds painful. This is my everyday. Melt and friends help me. Just take tiny steps. I thought of myself. Being around positive people here every morning just made me feel the energy to try. In my house, we say, you need to fill your cup. That's your gas tank. Start by doing something purely for yourself. I went to the zoo solo and just tried to only think thoughts about what I was seeing. I believe, India. I like that. I really like that, Dagdan. I do kind of agree with the you need to fill your cup, right? That's the fractal that I try to share with the bandwidth thing, where I think there's a bandwidth problem with how much we love ourselves or how much love we believe we are perceiving in this world, right? Because the bandwidth of someone touching you, even someone kissing you, even someone having sex with you, is exponentially lower than the amount of bandwidth you can love yourself with, right? I'm not talking about masturbation necessarily. I'm more talking about the acts of love you do for yourself in every single moment, right? The act of love of keeping your head upright instead of just falling with your skull into the concrete. I'm sorry, I had to make a point that would stick. You love yourself enough to at least keep your head upright, right? Remind yourself that you are ceaselessly loving this version of self. And then the more you realize that it's just a bandwidth problem, it's just how much you realize how much you're loving yourself and how much from that realizing of how much you love yourself, you can love yourself. Like you can lean into it. Make yourself something to eat, lean into it. Like praise yourself for cooking yourself a delicious meal. Celebrate yourself with these things. Celebrate your water. Tell it you love it. Try it. See what it makes you feel. You're the one actively creating your experience. And you can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to make sense. Most of the stuff I do don't. But it gives me a sense of joy, a sense of awe with the reality that I'm a part of. Imagining water molecules vibrating at the frequencies as I speak, and then them capturing that. Like if you speak near a body of water, it absorbs your energy. That's what I believe, right? And you are a body of water. You're literally a body that's mostly water. Right? That's why I believe there's like so much importance in just the words that we say, right? Like believing you're unable of doing something and then speaking it as if it's so. Your body believes you. It's like, oh yeah, this is true actually. I do suck because I keep hearing it. So it must be true, right? Real talk though, someone rubbed a steak with weed and had a super bad time. We need to nail the flavor profile and we'll be eating, there will be eating dirt. Yeah, like eating weed is not a fun activity to me, unfortunately. I really don't like the taste of weed. Kind of makes me nauseous even. Sam, you just melt the weed in butter and mix it. Yep, this is true. Butter is the perfect cannabinoid delivery system, high fat. Yeah, it has all of the little, what do you call it? Like space. I think the best way to think of it is space. The shape that the actual oil molecules hold up have space to dissolve things, right? To pull them from their little homes. I mean, like you coming with me. THC molecules being pulled away from the weed. And literally, right? Like it has more of an affinity towards the oil than it would have to the dry plant material. Let me see. Cable is here. Poem time. Where's Cable? Is Cable here? Cable is in India. I love that. Duck that. I'm thinking since it's so earthy, it might be yum in like a curry. That's a good idea. Or a potato dish. Kind of reminds me of time. I think that's actually pretty big brain of you. Use that wheat flavor as a flavor instead of trying to hide it with more flavors. I get some wheat butter from my mom, but too lazy to make brownies with them. I eat the butter with spoons. You're like, ah, that's funny. No, I actually do that. I don't know if I'm proud of that, but it's easier to dose. I can know how much of the butter I'm eating if I spoon it. Like, oh yeah, the spoon looks about this much of a spoon. And then I swallow it with water as quickly as I can. Is that insane? Should I not be doing that? It works, okay? The cannabis oil is now inside of my body. So, how about those pro tips? Joy beef for your cannabis butter. Okay, there was some cookies I get from Shoppers. They are cranberry lemon and they are big and flat like a cracker. Dangerous. One time I had spicy apple butter. I'm gonna spend a moment with that. Yeah. And like sharp cheese. Maybe like good. That sounds like a whole vibe actually. I'm imagining for some reason Ratatouille as I was like reading that message, that like him, in the fractals. Connor, same. Even when I get time, I just say, I like my work, so I do my work. Then I go into burnout like I am now. Tomorrow I'm taking 1 hour to play guitar. Damn, yes. Thank you for taking time for yourself as well with the bear. Damn, Susanna, that sounds awesome. Sarai coming here every day on some bad vibes. She has been going through it. I haven't been experiencing bad vibes from you, Connor. Right? I'm having a good time. And I believe that's what you're here for as well. You're not here to have a bad time, right? Sure, you might have had a bad time, but now we can have a good time. We can kind of experience the other side. Allow ourselves a moment of hopeful minds, right? I have hope that you will come through this stronger than ever. You will come through this capable of teaching others how to come through it as well, right? Maybe this is the exact fractal you need to go through so that you can help, right? Who am I to say? I don't know anything, dude. You have a whole life, a whole fractal to live. My job is to encourage you to live, right? To remind you that you are God, that you are that which you're looking for, that it's not out there, it's you. So much that you love yourself, that you wake up as yourself every day. The continuity of existing trips me out actively. Like straight up, every single day I wake up and I'm still myself. I'm like, what the fuck? How is this working? I was, I was yesterday. Oh goodness. I don't think I've had dreams quite this intricate and weird in a long time. I dreamt I was in a house and like the house was magicked into existence, right? And the way that it was communicated to me that it was magicked into existence is, imagine if you asked a child to create a whole sequence of a bunch of math and like spirals and like symbols attaching to the math and the spirals, and then this becoming this house. That's what it was like with me entering this house. And then I saw that this house was this kind of like creature that wanted to live forever, does live forever. And then inside of that creature is the house. Okay, all right, that's the setup for this dream. And then within this house, because it exists forever, it gets lonely and it wants guests, right? So every single door that you can open in that house creates a world specifically for what you want to see, right? Maybe I don't know if it worked this way, but I'm trying to think creatively right now. You can imagine every door has a certain energy of its own, so it might create a fractal for you differently every single time as well. So I'm imagining, or at least the way that I saw it in the dream, going through every single door, right? And I was like wandering through the house. And I didn't realize that the house was trying to keep me there. At least not at first. When I woke up and I started writing it down, I started coming to conclusions. And I was wandering through the house, room to room to room, seeing these people stuck in these rooms, right? And some of these rooms had like these bubble membranes that you couldn't get through, or you could get through them, but if you got through them, you would be invisible or something like that. And I managed to wake one of these people in this house where I saw her in a room, right? Kind of like lost. Her husband had died. And there was like memorabilia and his clothing and, things that he liked and things that brought like these nostalgic memories back to her. And there was this version of her stuck in this world, and couldn't leave it. And then I went into like what looked like a living room or like a kitchen area. And she was sitting at the table there, kind of like just blankly staring into the void. And I shook her on her shoulders and actually managed to wake her up from this kind of dream. Told her to get out of there. And this was kind of like a weird thing. Kissed her cheek. Yeah. It was like hugging in and then kissing someone's cheek on the side. I was like, you don't know this person, dude. You shouldn't be doing that. And she managed to get out. And then I woke up. Our psyche, right? The fact that you can dream something. Be so convinced. Be so convinced of an existence and then wake up and be yourself again. How much love? How much love do you need to see to believe? I'm gonna play the guitar again, sending you love. I'm so hungry. Get yourself something to eat. That kinds of things. I all got some vegetables, by the way. Do you like yourself tunes? What kind of things do you like to do for yourself? Please do answer. Breakfast sandwiches would be really good with butter joy. Your vibes aren't bad, Connor. Vibes are very defeated, though. Yeah, right. And it's our, I believe, honor to be able to uplift you if you feel a little bit defeated. So I'm not feeling bad vibes either. I'm hoping that you feel that at least. That poem was beautiful. You are with the bear. That poem is you, dude. You're the one hearing it. You're the one that understands. I apologize for setting this trap. It's bad. Don't do it. It's hard to do it only one time. I confess I am in this trap. The sweet salty at me. Tell me how to cheese and cookie. I'll try and error it myself. Be like, yes, puts on scientist goggles. Let me see if your hypothesis has any value. Takes little notebook, not notebook, what do you call them? Clipboards out here. You hear the little scratching of the pen. I can only have it cooked in stuff, Sam. I had someone toast once and it jacked my stomach up so bad. Yeah, it's pretty visceral. Tunes, you opened the door for some great conversations. Thanks for being honest. I agree. Exactly. Right? Like if you didn't come here and share what you had to share with the topic we had today of doing hard things, doing what's difficult, then this experience wouldn't be what it was, dude. You're always welcome and always loved. You try to get better, you co-create, you're not spamming, at least, right? Love is true. Tunes, you open the door, again, love. I have been defeated lately. Don't ever be sorry for your self-expression. Yes, Tunes, be yourself and know that you're always welcome to do that. Exactly. Thank you, friends, for echoing that sentiment as well. Like you couldn't use it to make a grilled cheese with joy. The flavor profile is just like really in your face. Maybe I overdid it at one point and my body kind of like formed an aversion or something. I have forced myself to be honest. There is no other option at this point. Exactly. I did not think of that at all. I can totally do that. I'll make a wheat grilled cheese this morning and let you know how it goes. Blue skies. Sounds sick. Let us know as well. I'd like maybe tomorrow. My partner brought home infused mac and cheese and infused ketchup chips the other day. Yeah, what world do we live? Did he find it like from a restaurant, Susanna? That sounds so sick. Look, I have respect for Canada because y'all have what you'll do with fries, but there is a limit of how you put flavors together. I forgot you don't have those. Yeah, poutine, right? I believe it's called ketchup chips. I kind of like ketchup with my chips as well, but aside, like I dip. I like having multiple sauces sometimes as well. Actually, I mean, like, oh yes, I've had chip with one flavor. How about second flavor? How about third flavor? Usually only three. Like accessing, too much over three feels a little bit disrespectful sometimes. I'm like, maybe the chips feel offended. You're great, chips. You're so great. Connor defeated is a defense mechanism for spur and change. I'm absolutely feeling defeated. But I've learned that defeated feelings is coming from me growing big and fast and having trouble handling it. Turn it around, I've accomplished much. Yes, you have, dude. You're a beautiful fractal of how much we can do if we actually commit ourselves to it. Love to Gary Lee, thank you. I have to take your word on that, Zano. Connor, I hope you feel better, dear friend. I can't give you much advice because I'm sad too. People that listen to Doom when a special kind of sadness, have a special kind of sadness. People that listen to Doom have a special kind of sadness. The way you spell doom in that message, and I'm like feeling super somber with your message right now, Zana. The way you spell doom there makes me think that you're listening to like the Doom games music soundtrack. And I don't know why, but that like throws me so hard. A special kind of sadness. We love you and I understand. What's the most I can do from here? You're doing enough, Zano. Thank you, friend, for being love. Who listens to Doom to have a different time of vibe? Love you, Sano. We all have seen me through my ebbs and flows. I have been better. I just need to figure out and get a map. Connor, maybe I'm supposed to help, dude. I've been thinking about you a lot, though. More than I'd like to admit. I'm building something, right? And this is quite literally a map, the way that I see it. The map is a tree, and that tree is you. The roots are the things that you've done, your past, the things that made you who you are right now. The trunk is what you're standing for, what you value in your life. And then your branches are the things that you want to invest your energy into going into the future. And I'm still working on flushing it out, sitting down and actually doing the things which I'm not doing enough. I have to do the hard things. And I'm, very painfully aware that I'm struggling with it as well. But it will happen. It will happen. Little by little. I hope that my word sprinkling, might help a little bit. Might start generating the map, right? The fractal in your mind. Connor, just the way that you start talking in this conversation to now has shown that you can do it. I want to keep talking, but Duckling is growing impatient. I'll message you later, man. Love you, but the bear. Spend time with the little one. We'll see you again soon. Thank you for the time that you spent with us. You'll never be forever better. There's ebbs and flows, highs and lows. What matters is your soul's endeavor and how your inner garden grows. Yes. Thank you, Jovan. That's beautifully said. Because it is, right? Like think about it like a garden, right? You have to plant the garden and then the garden matures. You get to harvest your produce and then things die and you leave the soil be. All right. Let it rest in desolation. Maybe plant another plant that refeeds the soil or something. And then you come back again the next year, plant again, wait for it to sprout, see it grow big, harvest, watch the plants die. Ebbs and flows, very much so. That's how we've survived our whole existences as humanity. We're just so disconnected from that process these days that it's very easy to forget, right? I don't mind rhyming words, I love it. But don't be discouraged when you don't meet your expectations. Know that you've learned what works and what doesn't. You're growing. Exactly. Thank you again, Jovan. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, friends, for being so beautifully loving. Eats wheat butter off spoon, drinks chicken broth out of the pot. That's one way to do it. Like my mindset really is that's one way to do it, kind of fractal. I'm like, well, I guess there's some novelty. I'm sure not a lot of people do it this way. So surely I'm supposed to be doing it this way. Oh goodness. I'm not ashamed of me slurping chicken broth straight from the pot. I'm not. My body is still happy. Right? My body was like chugging. I was like chugging. Like imagine thirsty, you just exercise. Oh goodness. The client thirsty, you just exercised and you want to like drink water, or you wake up in the middle of the night and your lips touch water and that visceral need comes over you to start inhaling, and then you reach this threshold, right, where it's like, okay, that's enough. That happened, but with chicken broth. I was like, bro, you need to be drinking chicken broth. I just came out like a 3-day fast, so that probably did help. Oh goodness. It is a single lazy boy at a TV on the floor vibes, Zana. I just don't. Zana, stop! Stop! I just don't suck the milk out of the milk bag and you're good. We don't have milk bags. We do boxes in South Africa. Uh, wait, you guys? No, we don't have milk bags. No milk bags here. Yeah, Jugs, man, you don't have bags. Our liquids really accept for when they go into institutions like hospitals or T-Bell. Those words went over my mind. How do milk bags not get snagged or gets holes in them? That doesn't happen? I thought that would be a regular occurrence. We have these kind of like cardboard boxes that have these linings in them that keep the milk fresh longer and stuff. I don't know if it's good for us, but you know, what is these days? Oh, that feels uncomfortably real. Connor, is the way you started. Thank you again for sharing that. Rather like that. Jugs, man. Mukbangs. Probably should head out. Love you, Connor. Seriously, you don't know how to show how much I love each of you. You are. You showing up is love, Brother Bear. You are showing it. Don't worry about it. We'll see you again soon. Are all liquids bagged? No, right? The sea is not bagged. Unless we're gonna really stretch the liberties of what a bag is. Is the earth a bag for the water that is on it? No, that doesn't feel right. Like a plastic bag floating through the wind, wanting to drag. No, stop. Oh, Kira, you're adorable, Melty. You've only had 2 girlfriends. 2 girls in SA, like different type of guy. Yes, girls in SA are on birth control. What? I'm being offensive? I'm sorry. But it very much seems like women seem to, at least for the most part, only want to have sex with me. And I particularly don't have sex with people who only want to have sex with me. Like it scares me kind of. I'm like, why do you want to have sex with me? Like, you know, why is that the only thing you want from me? Oh goodness, I'm tripping myself out. The mating dance, fitting in with society is pretty hard as well, right? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Ah, da-da-da-da. You can buy milk in 3 bags in a bag. When I slip into a recyclable and you snip the corner off and pour. My brain is melting right now. I feel like I'm hearing about like a parallel universe, right, where people put milk in bags and not in boxes. The way that I've seen it my whole life, right? Like hearing that Americans put milk in bags as a child, I was like, what? What do you mean? Milk comes from boxes. Never mind the pulling of the udders. Thin white liquid sprays out of another being. Milk comes from boxes. Oh my goodness. And that's probably that just happened. That's also actually probably why I'm single, JD. I encourage you to do something for yourself today, Connor, even if it's something small. Like dress up, fix your hair differently, make yourself smile for you, and now you'll be smiling back. I like that. Look yourself in the mirror, right? Just spend some time with yourself. Look yourself in the mirror, and even if you don't believe it, say something nice to yourself. I read that when you're single for long periods, that the universe isn't blocking your blessings and love, but protecting and preparing you for an abundance of blessings and love. I like that, JB. I'm okay with it, at least. I feel there's nothing for me to miss and everything for me to gain in a weird way. Hey, Luke, love you, dear friend. How are you doing, dude? We're talking about doing hard things, things that are difficult. Dad's back. Oh, goodness! I might be tripping out, but I thought it really looked like the thing that he had at the back of his truck was falling out. It was moving, at least. My mind went through a trip for a second. At school, during breakfast clubs, we get small handheld bags of milk, chocolate milk, apple juice, and orange juice with a straw. You said what? Wait, whoa! They give you milk, apple juice, and orange juice. Isn't that like all at once or throughout the day? Like apple juice and orange juice is basically like the equivalent of giving a child like liquor when it comes to their livers. I might be wrong. I might have been brain damaged, but yeah. I'm officially dated one girl in high school. Other than that, I've been around. Yeah, but it doesn't have any value, right? Like the thing for me is I get way too sentimental about things. Like I like holding on to things forever, even when it no longer serves me, right? Like a pair of flops that are so thin that they don't work anymore, or using the same cup into desolation. Like I value the things I allow into my life. And the way I value things is by holding on to them to keep showing up for it. So, unfortunately, it feels like there's a lack of being able to hold on to something if it's just fleeting, right? If it's just the physical expression thereof, I guess. I have the sickest Doom song from the game Doom. I'll share it in the music. It's intense. Please do. Been around. What do you mean, Connor? You at home? You already know, Joy. I'm just imagining. Connor is like a really dapper lad. And you know, when we were talking about, gardening, he like really works the beds. Long stick, has like a little flat piece, and then he like, really gets that soil nice and moving. Yes, here she is, Maxine. I was actually thinking about you. I was hoping you'd be here. It's so nice having you here too, friend. Sending you love. Commitment isn't my strong suit, obviously. Well, it is mine, dude. So maybe with your lack of commitment and my excess sometimes, right? We can find some sort of balance and get better at being overly committed to things. And you can get better at getting committed to things. Right? I honestly believe that that's how this kind of like fractal works. We're all getting better at this life thing, dude. Don't worry. Keep getting better at it. I don't know where to go from here, though. Should I reach out to someone and accept that I'm down bad? Or feel like it might legitimize the feeling and push me down further? What do you think? I know nothing, right? Nothing. I know so nothing. I know parts of you, Brother Bear. I would like to know more. I don't even know what you look like. Not that that matters, right? But I know of you almost ethereally, right? You exist almost like a figment of my imagination. And in this figment of my imagination, I see you ecstatic every day, right? Happy to be alive, grateful for synchronicity, every single number you see, grateful for the things that you get to eat, grateful for the people that you get to spend your time with, healthy, exercising, taking care of yourself, doing hard things, not because you need to, but because you want to, and you revel in being strong. So that's the way I see you. Whatever your answer, whatever that version of you in my mind's answer is going to be, will be from a place of knowing nothing, right? So you'll have to get to choose for yourself, dude. What do you believe is right for you? Are you ready for change? Realizing that even though there are these thoughts of legitimizing something, if you do that, you'll only do it because that's what you wanted to believe, right? It'll be like you confirming your own bias. It ultimately is. 47 on the battery right now, talking about synchronicities. Hey Shan, hey Luke again. It's nice having you. Pick one of the bags of liquids. You pick, okay, good. You pick one of the bags. I thought they were just ganging you up. You know, it's like, yeah, have all three. You committed to that bottle, Connor. At least I can say that. Hey again, Maxine. Maybe an AA meeting. You don't have to say anything, but it would help at least if you show up. I'm not that damn bad. Melty, you were in my dreams yesterday. We were in San Francisco again. How about that? I was in an infinity house that had self-transforming doors, doors that would shift, doors that if you opened them, they showed you a world that you wanted to get trapped in. But I couldn't stop getting trapped in all of the different worlds in the house. So I got trapped in the house at large because of how fascinating it was. But some people got trapped in the rooms forever and they couldn't leave. I'm happy that I was in San Francisco as well. That sounds like a vibe to me. Oh, thank you, Maxine, for reminding me. Though I've been drinking all week so bad. You don't remember, I think. It's pretty not good, Connor. Oh, that was your dream. You guys in SF Chinatown. I usually don't drink all week. Good question. Then what changed this week? That's a good question as well. I think it might have been Tenderloin Joy. I was giving him different American snacks, and a homeless man tried to attack us, so I pulled out a whip, and I had to get the person away from us. I love that fractal so much. I would, in a weird way, have the time of my life if we got attacked by a homeless person. I don't know why, but that just feels like such a weird fractal to me. Like in a horrifying, why is this happening? This shouldn't be happening. What's wrong with the world? And yet you being willing to defend me and how beautiful that would be. I'm coming back. I'm just gonna get some light before we pull a card. Hello, lieve puppy. Wat zie jij my woof? It looks like she sees some sort of bug on the ground. But the bug on the ground has died. Probably by her hands. I wouldn't be surprised. Is it a bug? What is that? Yeah, that's... Is it a bug? What is that, Pippi? That looks like a... What is that? Oh, it's a little mouse. Oh, shame. Yeah, that dude doesn't look like he's having a good time. I'm sorry, mouse. You see, it's like it's kind of cold right now. You think I could get a card, Melt? Feel like it'll be worth a pull. I'll happily pull a card for you, but the bear. Let me see. Yes, I have heard of the whip being pulled. Full padded nunchucks. I think I just have been tired to the point of trying to find something outside of myself to keep me here. Brother Bear, Where's something else out of you? How about that? Checkmate, though. Checkmate. The odds of getting attacked by a homeless person are pretty high here, Melty. That I know, right? That's what I'm laughing about as well. It's like the stereotype of it, even. Rip mouse, yums. No. When I get tired, I go to sleep. Not drink every night, all night. Seems to be a pyramid behind your head. A pyramid behind my head? Oh, nah. It's a little volcano, actually. Yeah, I think I'm joking. I, with extremely high Bayesian reasoning, believe that that is a dead volcano. Like if you look at the soil all around the space, it is red soil, super red. The soil is so heavy in iron. And that, if you get close to it, has these massive boulders made of iron rock. You can see the bubbles still on it. I actually did a whole video. It's called, it's melted out of my brain again. Went there with Kiki. Call it Magneta. Like if you have a magnet, it sticks to the rocks there. It's really sick. So yeah, that's a little dead volcano, I believe. I might be wrong. I would like for some professional sensors, but for now, I'm gonna hold on to my illusions. They might be truthful. It makes me happy to believe that is a volcano. I'm trying to be judgmental, but you ask for help, and I suggest sitting in a meeting, and you say it's not that bad yet. How bad does it have to get? I feel sitting in a meeting, you know, if anything, Connor, isn't about getting help, but gaining perspective, right? Like, I don't know if they help you that much in AA meetings. Usually, you help yourself, right? Sure, you go through a process, and that process can be communicated to you, and you can be guided through that. But I feel most of the growth comes just from seeing fractals, right? Every single person is a fractal, dude. Every single person in that space is going to communicate to you why there is value in discontinuing drinking. So we're going to the magnetic volcano then, Mel. It's close. It's real close. It's walking distance from here. It just has, you know, some thorns in between us and it. Like when I say some thorns, some thorns. Maybe more than I'm saying. I live on a volcano, magnetic, is full of potential energy. How about that, Luke? Of course. I'm happy to see that synchronicity. I just don't feel like the legitimate going to a AA at 21 for drinking is going to help. I think I can still help myself. I just need to get started. Maybe the AA meeting helps you get started, and then you can not go to it having started, right? Again. Like I don't like that doesn't have to be the thing, right? Like I believe Joy Viva is just trying to help and suggesting potential opportunities. Since you don't know what to do, she's giving potential options, and it could be for you as a means to anchor yourself, right? Nah, I'm not gonna go to an AA meeting. Instead, I'm gonna do this, right? Like, or actually, I'm gonna do this instead, or maybe that, or maybe this will be good, right? So you can use something that you don't like as a push away point for what you do. Gain perspective is fair. Yeah, perspective is the best thing you can gain in this world, dude. I've never been meditating daily, and it's helped my addictions with breath work. Breath work is amazing, fine tuned with Wim Hof kind of thing for myself. Just allowing yourself in this moment to just take a deep breath. Hold for a second. Just doing it once already helps. More relaxed than the Wim Hof. Yeah, Wim Hof is a little bit intense for me, dude. Like it's actually exhausting to my mind to breathe like that. I wish my body would just automatically breathe deeply. This is for you, Connor. This one. Card number 54. Let me get this. A sauce alright. to illuminate. Look at that. Octahedron. The octahedron. Pulled right side up. You want to know what that means? The octahedron is nourishment and air. This card invites you to consider how your life is nourished by broad Yossi. Holy shit, like they didn't like take a second. Not even a second to kick my ass. What were we just talking about? What was the words you typed in chat? Yes. Gaining perspective is fair, right? So I'm gonna take a stretch as well and just tune fair and air rhyme as well, right? Gaining perspective is fair. And then this card starts. This card invites you to consider how your life is nourished by broadening your perspective and looking at the many facets, oh goodness, in many directions in order to find balance and nourishment. Reflect on the effects of 8 aspects of the object of your inquiry. Maybe that's your exercise, that's your structure, that's your map. Write down 8 things, right, that is affecting your life about drinking, maybe. 8 things affecting your life with drinking. Maybe your relationships, maybe your body health, maybe your weight, maybe your mindset and your hope for your future, maybe the relationship you have with other people or social, activities, maybe the relationship you have with substances, in general. That's like 7. You can do it yourself, right? Oh goodness, considering all of those facets, sit quietly and breathe in, and it has dot, 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 and out. Contemplate each aspect. How does cooperation affect the view of your situation? Might patience help events to flow more freely? Remember, at our core, we are all love, and joy and peace are our birthright. Feel appreciation for the process of gratitude, for the understanding that you will gain. Feel appreciation for the process and gratitude for the understanding you will gain. You may want to choose other aspects to explore. Create your own list. Create your own list, Connor. Your message here is to know you will be nourished by expanding your point of view. That fucks with my brain, yo. Holy shit, how is that even real? Right? How is that even? That's almost too in my face, in your face. The universe knows about you, oh, and it's listening. It's like, yeah, oh, I fucking know your shit. Look at this. Oh, thank you for the advice, Joy. Not trying to shut it down. Honestly, just a scary thought that it could be at that point. It's not something to be ashamed of, Brother Bear. Getting help isn't something that makes you weak, right? It's hard to get help. It makes you strong if you can do that. It might be confronting to be with others having the same issues, Yeah, the perspective, the point of view. Like, you'll literally get to see multiple points of view. If you spend time with a bunch of other people who are trying to get out of an alcohol misuse problem, you'll literally see every single one of their points of view as they communicate about their process. As you see, how they show up in the world, how they feel, right? Where that fractal had led them. And you get to see from that point of view if that is where you would like to go. Right? Is it for you too? What will be even more scary is if this is still happening a decade later, tuners. Yeah, I have addicts in my family. If you don't try options to help yourself, then you're keeping yourself right where you are. Thank you, Maxine. We see love for you, Brother Bear. Obsessed with geometry. Same, dude. Geometry is sick. That's so cool. Oh, I enjoy I myself enjoy group therapy. Perhaps you could just think of it as group therapy with a focus. I like that, dude. That was it. We love you, Connor. The universe does too. Even sacred geometry knows you, dude. Well, you asked for the card, Connor. There you go. I ponder how to derive shapes from a cube while breathing. Last lingering thoughts. That is an interesting one. Why a cube, dude? Do you kind of identify with the masculine nature of the stability that the cube kind of represents? Mine is fire. I usually go for the tetrahedrons. I like construct tetrahedrons. That or spheres. I really like myself some spheres. It's like, oh wow, really, Melt? You like the masculine and the feminine aspects of sacred geometry? I'm a big surprise. That's last card we pulled. Let's pull another card. I ponder. That's the starting shape on the blender, I think. Yeah, that's true. That is true. So you're actually using Blender, not your mind. I like that even more, dude. You can make some art. That sounds sick. Bless, love you all. Thanks for everything. Thank you for you. Blue, let's see. This is the card. Are cubes masculine? What shapes are feminine? The circle. The circle, I believe, is the feminine one. The cube is also kind of masculine. It might be also feminine. Hey, Google, what or which? No, come on. Let me start that over. Hey, Google, which of the shapes, especially the platonic solids, are associated with masculine and feminine energy? Let's see if it's going to answer this question. Nah, it's getting its brain melted. But I could copy this message and then go to ChatGPT and enter it there and see if it's going to be willing to give me an answer. It's like, bro, you do realize I'm like a large language model, right? Bro, why can I not paste something? Letteth me paste. Nah, it deleted my messages. Let's try that again. Which of the platonic solids are associated with masculine and feminine energies? I pulled this card, but I haven't seen it just yet. Green Taurus. We had some blues in chats. We had some reds. The printer broke, so back in my mind, feeling you, dude, sending you love. I'm feminine. Yes, you are. The triangle is the common male / feminine shape, depending on the orientation, like a chevron for males and flat sides of the female. I whittle them too. Recently, I've been stuck on a rhombic dodecahedron. I'm so kind of tripping by the fact that you're also into this stuff, Luke. Of course, are you a bouncing circle? Like Violet Bogart when she ate that Willy Wonka dinner gum. That sounds. I would love to freaking go to Willy Wonka's factory. This is the card we pulled for all of us. The Green Taurus. Look at those flowers. We were like tripping out about the flowers today as well in stream, of course. That's going to be part of the fractal. Those flowers are very red for you. I think it was Susanna, right? There's some orange ones too. These are like light purple. I believe that back color is kind of like a light blue. The inside of the green little Taurus is blue. This is like one of my favorite shapes, by the way. Like when it comes to sacred geometry, this is the shape that I find the most fascinating. I believe we have these torus fields that come around us, and they basically intersect with one another when we come close. So there is no consensus on the traditional beliefs that associate specific platonic solids of masculine and feminine energies. While some individuals or groups may assign such associations based on their personal beliefs or interpretations, there is no empirical or objective evidence that suggests these claims. It is important to note that the platonic solids, which include the tetrahedron, hexahedron, which is a cube, octahedron, dodecahedron, and icosahedron, are mathematical and geometry shapes that have been studied and admired for their symmetry and aesthetic beauty. They are not inherently associated with any particular gender or energy. This is like the scientific stop being. I was joking about it being like that as well as I was typing it in, and I still did it. It's also worth noting that gender is a complex and multifaceted concept that extends beyond binary categories of masculine and feminine. This I agree with. That's why I use the words masculine and feminine, because I think of them as polarity, like the plus and the minus on magnets, right? We talked about magnets as well. As such, any attempt to assign gender associations to inanimate objects like the platonic solids oversimplifies and reinforces gender stereotypes. Don't don't social justice me, ChatGPT. Come on, dude. I wasn't trying to gender stereotypes. Oh, asshole, freaking GPTs. Feminine. Yeah, and it's okay. It's okay for us to be feminine and masculine as well. Taurus is higher dimensional to me. I feel it is. It's like a shape that has dimensions inside of it itself as well, right? Like you can have these fractals where you can be inside of the Taurus. And it's like you're in this world that keeps creating off almost. I'm shaped like an upside down triangle diamond. I have a wide shoulder. So come on. Also, I started with Merkaba, which is a cube with an X. I know the Merkaba. I thought the Merkaba was that other, tri shape. Maybe that's, if you look at it from one angle, that's the way that it looks on a cube. I can see that actually. Taurus seems higher dimensional. They're always in a way. The button downs are not my friends. They're always in the way, and button downs are not my friend. Taurus is best, is the best, called it. Melty is a Taurus. I am a Taurus. One more time, I'll show you friends this card, and then we'll read what it means. And then I'll say goodbye. The stream was nice. We might have shorter streams coming up soon, so I feel like I'm trying to capitalize on all of the time I can have a few friends. I'm gonna see Adam soon enough. You friends are gonna see Adam. We're gonna have conversations with Adam on these streams. That's how I derive star tetrahedron from a cube. You should come back more often, Luz. We love having you here, dude. Let's hear what this card means. Acceptance and trust. Of course. Of course. The green Taurus, snugged comfortably within a nest of flowers, is both dynamic and passive. It's revolving, magnetic, of course. Yes, I love you, universe. Its revolving magnetic spirit invites you to move into the green shadowy center and trust where you may be led. It's the nature of the Taurus to move energy, and the energy moving here is that of acceptance and trust. Calmly allow your attention to follow the swirling arms towards the mysterious center. Recognize that you are moving through a passageway that may offer insight into the matter of your inquiry. Agree to be open to the messages that you may receive and trust that you are guided from within and beyond. Use this energy of potential as a means of accessing your most pure personal truth. Your most pure personal truth. Accept that this could be challenging. Holy shit. Yeah, more. I'm tripping out because that was the whole stream topic, right? Accept that this could be challenging since many of us do not trust ourselves enough to recognize authentic truth when we are in its presence. Try to stay in this energy until you feel self-acceptance and sense a message that you can trust. Sit with this knowing and have faith in what you will find at your core. Gently follow the arms of the Taurus back into your reality, knowing you may better trust and accept yourself. As you learn to trust and accept yourself, you will find it easier to be tolerant and trusting of others. Wow. What a stream. What a stream. Excuse me. No stream. Just get longer. The Taurus says so. Technically, right, at this point, there's like the uni stream. That there is a stream that's been happening every single day, and technically that is the stream. So even if it's only a single minute of streaming, it would have still been thousands of hours of streaming at this point. Yeah. Yeah. Melt's no 24-hour Twitch streamer. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Would I be able to stream for 24 hours? What do I do? Do I take you friends into the bathroom with me and stuff? Into the shower? Do I take you with me when I'm cooking something? Do you watch me sleep? That just doesn't sound very entertaining, right? And I know I'm not supposed to be measuring myself of how entertaining I am, but I value your friends' time, right? And if you were gonna choose to tune into my stream, I would respect you enough to not be sleeping. Maybe things will change. Maybe eventually there'll be some sort of, incentive for me to be freaking streaming myself sleeping. Well, I guess I could be earning money while I do this thing that's called sleeping. And I haven't, eaten this month or whatever. That won't happen. I have to build a new building. Guess I'm streaming myself sleeping now. Nah. You gotta see Adam. We're gonna see Adam. We're gonna see Adam. There will be cold ground sleeping. Yeah, and many no bugs crawling your ears while you slumber. Yeah, there won't be any bugs. The bugs kind of disappear when it gets cold again. I hope you wake soon. Melt, it looks like you're about to tell us a scary campfire story. There once was a child who went outside. Little did he know that he was supposed to hide. There were so many creepy crawlies lurking in the dark. Oh goodness. He shouted in scares of Stark. I'm not good with scary stories. I don't know how to tell scary stories. I don't like scary stories, in fact. It would be weird if people wanted to watch me sleep, like drooling, snoring, night farts. Like, who would want to watch that? Yeah, certain people do, right? I guess, who are we to say? Maybe we're the weird ones for not wanting to watch people sleep. Thank you, friends, for being awake with me. It is always a dear pleasure having you here. Love is true. We did it. We streamed. What was that? Love to you. Love you also super dearly. Love to you. Shan, Maxine, I hope you feel better soon, my friend. I don't know if you're still struggling with the weather shifting, but I'm sending you strength. Every single one of you. Huggy, huggy, hugs, hugs, hugs. Huggy, hugs, hugs. Love, 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 love. Until tomorrow.